What's up guys, today I'm going to teach you exactly how my clients and I have been able to put on 10 to 20 pounds of muscle in just 90 days with a super low appetite. And as usual guys, everything that I will be talking about are things that I've actually done. This is not some bullshit that I find online like most other coaches. This is stuff I've actually done, my clients have actually done. This is proven, you just have to apply it correctly though. And then you're going to get insane results. And I'm going to be diving deeper into what you should eat, how much you should eat, and why. So make sure you're watching the entire video through because I'm going to be giving some secrets throughout the video, so make sure you pay attention. But anyway, let's get into it. Alright, so guys, just before we get exactly into what you're supposed to do, let me just tell you a little bit about myself, my journey, so you get a good understanding of where I came from, where I am now, and what I did. So basically, I've been struggling with like a low appetite my entire life. I mean, a fast metabolism coupled with a low appetite is a destructive combination. And that's what I had. And as you can see here, that's used to be me, 115 pounds, if not lower. And then I gained over 70 pounds, all in muscle, as here, well, 60 pounds here, but obviously right now around 180. So around 65 pounds, all in muscle. And my body fat percentage stayed super low, about 9%, if not lower, to be honest. I even think that this picture, I look like a higher body fat percentage because you can basically determine body fat percentage on literally how shredded you are. Can you see your abs? You can start seeing abs around 13%, 14%. When you're really shredded to a degree, etc., you're around 10%, if not a little bit lower, but that's where you usually are. And I basically tried all types of bulks. I mean, I tried dirty bulks, I tried lean bulks, I've tried everything I could, all types of diets and all types of workouts, and that all failed. Nothing was successful. But I came around someone that had the exact problem I had, and he basically had also a very fast metabolism, and he was struggling with putting on weight. He had a very low appetite, didn't know what to do, but he basically overcame that entire struggle and became jacked as fuck. And that basically opened my mind to the idea that it is fucking possible, regardless of how low my appetite is, because I basically grew up on McDonald's and snacks. I used to snack all the time, no meals, just McDonald's and snacks my entire childhood. But then I started implementing what I'm actually going to be teaching you guys in here, and everything exploded. Big change, a massive thing. So let's get into it without further ado. So, number one, so the first thing you need to do is really figure out where you're at. That sounds obvious, but a lot of you guys watching don't even actually know how to weight yourself. You're supposed to weight yourself in the morning after you use the bathroom before you ate anything. And that's going to be the most accurate representation of your weight. So, after this video, I want you to plan for tomorrow to do that exact thing. And I want you to make sure you do that for at least a week so you can get a good basis on what's your most common weight, regardless of what day it is, because weight do fluctuate day to day basis depending on how much you eat, your energy levels, and whatever's going on in your body. Okay. So, yeah, you're going to do that. You're going to know exactly what your actual weight is to start with. And then you're also going to do at the same time track your calories. You're going to track your calories and track your macros because if you're not tracking, you're just guessing. And if you're not tracking, you're just guessing. So you need to make sure you track those two things and you see exactly how much you actually eat. Because it wasn't until I started tracking my calories that I realized, wow, I was not even at maintenance level. Meaning that if I just got to maintenance level, I would just already gain weight. And that's the problem with a lot of you guys are not even at maintenance level, which is why you're not even able to be able to put on the weight that you're supposed to have. But we're going to discuss exactly what you're supposed to do to be able to solve that problem. Because a lot of you guys are in a calorie deficit on a daily basis, which is why you're never going to be able to put on muscle or weight until you correct that in the first place. So now let's get into it. So, guys, things don't change. Diet is still the most important thing, especially when it comes to gaining muscle and weight. But you do need to train and train effectively. But diet is very, very crucial. And in your case, if you find out that you are actually in a calorie deficit, and you can find out if you're in a calorie deficit, calorie maintenance, or calorie surplus by just going on Google and typing calorie calculator to basically figure out what is the amount of calories you should be eating based on your height, based on your age, and based on your basically your body composition or the activity level that you have. That's going to give you a rough estimate of where you should be. Like myself, I should be around 2,800 to 3,000. And I'm not a super massive guy, but the thing is, I put on a lot of lean muscle and I also been training for quite a bit of time. So I do need to eat a little bit more than the average person that maybe never been training before. So make sure that if you are in a calorie deficit, you're actually not going to be going into a calorie surplus. What you will be doing is going into a calorie maintenance. But if you are currently in a calorie maintenance, your goal will be going in a calorie surplus to be able to gain weight. and gain good weight with the right workout and the right everything until you plateau, which means that once you've been eating about a 500 to 700 calorie surplus, like indicated here, and you don't gain any more weight whatsoever, what you're going to do is just stay at that, do the same thing for about a few more weeks to really solidify that weight. And then you're going to go a little bit lower to make sure that you maybe lose a bit of that water weight and everything else. Then you're going to increase it again to maybe 300 to 500 calories surplus on top of what you wear. But don't worry, I know that sounds like a lot of food, a lot of calories, a lot of everything, which is why it's so important to utilize the metabolic priming that you can see here. 45% carbs, 35% proteins, and 25% fat, meaning that it's not going to be too much proteins that is going to fill you up so much that you don't want to eat. Because for those who don't know, protein satiates you. Proteins are what basically make you go from hungry to hungry no more. So too much proteins make you just not want to eat because it's hard to eat a lot of proteins unless it's junk food. But junk food will make you fat, make you feel like shit, bloated and everything, which is what you don't want to do. You want to really be around the whole foods, and you want to make sure that the whole foods are eaten most of the time, meaning that most of your food, if not 99% of your food, should be from whole foods. And if you have to really get yourself that last 300 to 500 to maybe even 600 calorie to get in a surplus, you can add in a shake at the end of the day after you ate all your whole foods, because you want to make sure that you really don't rely on it. Because if you rely on shakes all day, you're just going to accumulate a lot of water weight. You're going to look like shit. You're going to feel like shit, and it's not what you want. So you don't want to rely on shakes too much. But anyway, now let's get into some of the solutions you guys should actually be implementing right now. So, as someone that had a very low appetite, I used to also skip a lot of meals. And you watching this are probably skipping meals. Let me guess, a lot of you guys watching are skipping a bunch of breakfast and then wondering why you're not putting on muscle and weight, because you're in a calorie deficit or calorie maintenance most of the time because you're skipping meals. Do not skip meals, especially breakfast, the most important meal of the day. And that's true. Don't skip breakfast because it's giving you less of an opportunity to eat calories and, more importantly, proteins, which will help you in building muscle. So don't skip meals. And one of the best way to not skip meals is waking up early. If you're not used to wake up early, that's why you're skipping meals. You got to be awake before 9 a.m. at least every day, and make sure you eat your breakfast as fast as possible, as soon as you can, so you don't forget or you don't just push it. And if you have to, you can even have a shake for breakfast if that's the only way for you to really get your breakfast. Although I don't recommend, but if you have to, well, do that, because at least that's going to increase your calories and increase also your protein intake. But do not miss opportunities to get your proteins and calories in. So a high protein breakfast is one of the best thing to start the day with. Protein pancakes or protein waffles are amazing ideas that I myself use. I ate so much protein pancake you wouldn't believe, because I love pancake and they're just pancakes with protein. So you get the proteins and the pancake. And as someone that has a low appetite, you can get away with being able to use any types of dressing, sauces, and everything on your pancakes, making it even more desirable and better for you. That doesn't mean that you have to eat some bullshit, but that does mean that you can get away with stuff a lot more than someone that can't. Obviously, if you're watching this and somehow you're overweight, but you have a very low appetite and you're confused why you're not being able to lose weight, although you have a low appetite or you're in a calorie deficit, you have to understand that your problem is your metabolism. Your metabolism is slow. And if you want me to make videos about what you're supposed to do, because I know that problem very much, I've helped a lot of clients and people with this problem and overcome it. Let me know in the comments below and I'll make a video about it. But for those who are skinny and who want to get jacked, you can get away with a lot of sauces, avocados, seeds, nuts, etc. So utilize it to make it more appealing to your palates. But anyway, guys, let's talk about training. Training. So you need to strength train 3 to 4 times a week. This is all you got to do. You don't have to train every day. When you have a low appetite, a fast metabolism, and you're skinny, you don't want to train every fucking day, because you're going to burn so much calories because you already have a fast metabolism. So when you train too much, you're going to speed up the metabolism even more, making it harder for yourself to gain weight. So what you want to do is make sure you train, but when you do train, you train effectively enough to burn the muscles completely to the point that they have to heal and get repaired, but without having to spend too much calories because you're training so many times a week. So you want to train 3 to 4 times a week. Compound lift will be crucial because they're the type of exercises that will basically build the most muscle. So bench press, barbell squat, and deadlift. You have to really lock these in into your workout every single time. Not all of them at the same time, but you have to do at least one of each every single week. No question to ask. I would even recommend to do one of each twice a week. But obviously, some of you guys that may lift a lot, that might be a lot harder. But if you don't lift that much, you can get away with it. So that's the thing. You also want to implement supersets into your workout to make your workout go faster. So you spend only an hour and 30 minutes at the gym maximum. Most of the people I work with never spend more than an hour and 30 minutes. Myself, I spend about 2 hours, but that's because I really want to, because I have the time for, and because I really want to, and because I'm also lifting very, very heavy ass weight. So you do have to warm up quite a bit. But unless you're squatting over 500 pounds, and deadlifting over 500 pounds and benching over 365 pounds like me, you probably don't need to do as many warm ups and spend that much time at the gym ever. So you don't need to worry about that. But you also need to implement drop sets into your routine, because drop sets will completely burn out your muscles and force them basically to grow beyond what they're capable of, quote unquote. And that's what you want. If you guys want me to make a breakdown video about how to do supersets, how to implement them, what best exercise you're supposed to superset, drop sets, etc., just let me know in the comments and I'll make a video about it, because I literally do supersets and drop sets all day long, all the time. I only work out 3 to 4 times a week myself. I've been working out for 4 times. I'm about to switch back to 3 times a week because I'm getting a lot more busy and I don't really care anymore about increasing my strength much more. I've already accomplished all the goals in terms of strength at the gym that I wanted to. At this point, I just want to get more definition and get a little bit bigger. Those are my goals. But I can have those goals because I already overcame all those problems with low appetite, with my fast metabolism, etc. So those are my goals. I would recommend you guys to rest about 1 minute and 30 to maybe 2 minutes per set, especially for the compound lift. For the smaller muscle group, like your biceps, like maybe your calves, or maybe even your shoulders, I would say per se. You could be around 1 minute, but you don't want to be at 30 seconds where you're doing cardio. 30 seconds is cardio. Don't be doing this bullshit. So 1 minute to 3 minutes. For those who lift a lot of weight, you can even go to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But that's only for the people that really lift a lot of weight and that really need to basically rest that much, because the amount of weight you lift requires you to rest that much. Along with that, you have to utilize progressive overload. For those who don't know, progressive overload is basically working harder than last time. But in other words, if that week you did 10 reps of a bicep curl, the next week your goal should be 11 to 12 reps. And the next week, maybe you should try to increase the weight and do about 10 reps or maybe 12 reps, etc. Basically, always challenging yourself to never stay comfortable, never stay at the same weight that you're doing. You should try to do more, obviously with keeping proper form. Form do matter and warming up matters significantly. So make sure you have proper form and you push yourself every single time. Do not stay at the same weight for the entire month. You should never be in the same weight the entire month unless that's for something like bicep curls, the very small muscle groups. But something like benching, something like squatting, something like deadlifting, etc., you should see at least minimum 5 to 10 pounds increase in your lift per month. At least, like for the beginners and intermediate, you should be seeing at least 10 to maybe 20, even 30 pounds difference month per month. At least that's what I was able to do at my fourth year, fifth year, sixth year. If I could do it after the newbie gains, you can do it too. You just need to train hard and appropriately. But anyway, for those who want to really skip the line, expedite the entire process, not waste time trying to figure all that shit out by themselves, just click the link in my bio, book a free call with my team and I, so we can dive deeper into your situation. And worst case scenario, we'll give you some more free resources that you can have to help you in your journey. Best case scenario, we'll work together and we'll get you there ASAP. So you basically have nothing to lose, but you do have to qualify to be able to even be on a call. But you can also do all of that on your own and you'll get incredible results. But obviously the people who will get the best result and the fastest result will be the people who actually got the help of the person that actually did the entire thing himself, got it done. It helped a lot of people do the same thing and basically paved the way for everyone else. So obviously those people would be getting the best and fastest result. So if you're a go-getter, you're someone who's driven, someone that actually want to get result ASAP, and you don't want to wait, you don't want to do all this bullshit of figuring shit out, just click the link in my bio, book a free call. But for the other ones, I wish you guys best of luck and I'll see you guys on the next one.